I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
Donald Trump's journey to becoming one of the most recognized billionaires in the world is rooted in his early exposure to the real estate industry, a keen sense for marketing, and an unrelenting drive to expand his influence. His story begins in Queens, New York, where he was born on June 14, 1946, into a family that already had a foothold in the business of real estate. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful developer who specialized in constructing and managing affordable housing projects in Brooklyn and Queens. The Trump family business, Elizabeth Trump and Son, was a cornerstone of Donald's upbringing. Watching his father negotiate deals, manage properties, and oversee construction gave Donald an early education in the intricacies of real estate. It was during these formative years that Trump developed an affinity for deal-making and a fascination with the high stakes of the industry. Despite being born into a well-off family, Donald Trump wasn't handed everything on a silver platter. His father was a disciplinarian who believed in instilling work ethic and responsibility. Donald's rebellious nature as a child led his parents to enroll him in the New York Military Academy at the age of 13. The academy was a turning point, shaping his discipline and leadership skills. By the time he graduated in 1964, Donald had developed a reputation for being ambitious and competitive, qualities that would define his later career. After high school, Trump attended Fordham University for 2 years, before transferring to the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania, known for its prestigious business program. Graduating in 1968 with a degree in economics, Trump often referred to Wharton as a key milestone in his path to becoming a real estate mogul. He entered the family business with confidence, ready to make his mark. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, Donald Trump worked alongside his father, learning the ropes of property management and development. Fred Trump's business model focused on middle-income housing, supported by government incentives. Donald quickly grasped the importance of leveraging government programs and tax breaks to maximize profitability, a lesson that would serve him well throughout his career. Eager to expand beyond the family's traditional projects in Brooklyn and Queens, Donald set his sights on Manhattan, the glittering heart of New York City's real estate market. He believed that Manhattan's skyline offered opportunities not only for financial success, but also for building a personal brand synonymous with luxury and success.
Today, I'm very proud of myself.
Convincing his father to invest in Manhattan properties wasn't easy, as Fred Trump was wary of the higher risks involved. But Donald's persistence paid off. In 1971, Donald Trump took over the reins of the family business and officially rebranded it as the Trump Organization. He began scouting high-profile opportunities in Manhattan and made a splash with one of his first major deals, the renovation of the Commodore Hotel. At the time, the hotel was struggling, and the surrounding area near Grand Central Terminal was in decline.
And we purchased the old Commodore Hotel, and we've reconverted that now into about $110 million Grand Hyatt Hotel.
Trump saw potential where others saw problems. By the early 1980s, Donald Trump had established himself as a rising star in the world of New York real estate. He wasn't just building properties, he was building a brand. In 1983, he completed Trump Tower, a 58-story skyscraper on Fifth Avenue that would become synonymous with the Trump name. The building was a masterpiece of luxury, featuring a 5-story atrium with marble, glass, and gold accents. Trump Tower wasn't just a commercial success, it was a statement, a symbol of wealth, power, and prestige. Trump Tower became home to luxury apartments, high-end retail shops, and the Trump Organization's headquarters. The building's success elevated Donald Trump's profile and set the stage for future ventures. Over the next few years, Trump's portfolio expanded to include high-profile projects such as the Trump Plaza and Trump World Tower. He also ventured into Atlantic City, where he opened several casinos, including the Trump Taj Mahal. While Trump's early successes were undeniable, his path to building billions was not without challenges. The aggressive expansion that characterized the 1980s came with significant risks. Trump financed many of his projects with debt, often borrowing heavily against future profits. This strategy allowed him to grow quickly, but also made him vulnerable to economic downturns. By the late 1980s, cracks in Trump's empire began to appear. The real estate market softened, and the over-leveraged investments in Atlantic City's casinos strained his finances. In 1991, Trump's Taj Mahal casino filed for bankruptcy, followed by several other Trump-owned properties. These financial struggles tarnished Trump's image as an unstoppable business tycoon, but they also revealed his resilience. Trump managed to negotiate deals with creditors that allowed him to retain a stake in many of his properties. While he had to relinquish ownership of some assets, he emerged from the crisis with his core brand intact. By the mid-1990s, Trump had shifted his focus toward licensing his name rather than directly owning properties. This strategy reduced financial risk while allowing him to profit from the prestige associated with the Trump brand. The licensing model was a game-changer for Trump's business. Developers around the world paid millions to use the Trump name on hotels, golf courses, and luxury apartments. The brand itself became a commodity, synonymous with luxury and success. By the 2000s, Trump's fortune was no longer just tied to physical assets, but also to the power of his name. In addition to real estate, Trump expanded his business ventures into other industries, including entertainment, fashion, and even beverages. Products like Trump Vodka and Trump Steaks may not have been long-lasting successes, but they demonstrated his willingness to diversify and capitalize on his celebrity status. Golf courses became another significant part of his portfolio, with Trump National Golf Clubs opening across the United States and abroad. By branding himself as a symbol of wealth, Trump cultivated an image that appealed to aspirational consumers. He didn't just build skyscrapers or sell products, he sold a lifestyle. The Trump name became a beacon for luxury living, whether it adorned a high-rise in Manhattan or a hotel in Dubai. As Trump's business empire grew, so did his public persona. He understood the power of media and used it to his advantage. Through books like The Art of the Deal, Trump shared his philosophy on success and negotiation. Published in 1987, the book became a bestseller and further solidified his reputation as a savvy businessman. The book also revealed key aspects of Trump's personality: his love of risk-taking, his belief in the art of self-promotion, and his view that winning in business often requires bold moves. Trump's mantra of thinking big and acting boldly resonated with readers and reinforced his image as a larger-than-life figure in the business world. By the early 2000s, Donald Trump's net worth was a subject of much speculation. Trump himself often claimed a fortune exceeding $10 billion.
What's the difference between a wet raccoon and Donald J. Trump's hair? A wet raccoon doesn't have $7 billion in the bank.
While independent analysts estimated it to be significantly lower. Regardless of the exact figure, there's no denying that Trump's ability to leverage his brand and media presence contributed significantly to his wealth. Trump's journey to making billions wasn't a straightforward path. It was marked by highs and lows, successes and failures. Yet through it all, Trump demonstrated an ability to adapt, reinvent, and capitalize on his unique strengths. From his early days working in the family business to becoming a global icon of wealth and success, Donald Trump's rise was fueled by a combination of ambition, strategy, and an unyielding belief in his vision. Donald Trump's celebrity status skyrocketed in the late 1990s and early 2000s, positioning him as more than just a businessman. He became a brand, a cultural phenomenon, and a symbol of American ambition. His larger-than-life persona, coupled with his knack for self-promotion, made him a magnet for media attention, which he adeptly leveraged to solidify his status as a household name.
You seize opportunity. You get a hit TV show, and the show isn't even on that long, and you're thinking fragrance, board game, books, suits, and you get all that out there. I've been on the air for 11, coming up on 12 years, not one product.
While Trump had been a media figure for decades, it was his foray into reality television that catapulted him to unprecedented levels of fame. In 2004, Trump became the host and executive producer of The Apprentice, a groundbreaking reality show that blended entertainment with business. Contestants competed for the opportunity to work for the Trump Organization, facing weekly challenges that tested their entrepreneurial skills, teamwork, and creativity. Each episode ended with Trump's now iconic catchphrase, "You're fired."
Fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
The Apprentice wasn't just a television show, it was a cultural phenomenon. The series debuted to high ratings and quickly became one of the most talked about programs on television. Trump's persona as a no-nonsense, shrewd businessman resonated with viewers, and his image as a symbol of success was further reinforced. The show provided a platform for Trump to showcase his wealth, charisma, and decision-making skills, turning him into an authority figure on business and leadership.
Find out who won. Let me ask you this. Do you think that I should comb my hair like him?
Over the course of 14 seasons, The Apprentice and its celebrity spin-off, The Celebrity Apprentice, featured a wide range of contestants, from aspiring entrepreneurs to well-known celebrities. The show not only entertained audiences, but also gave Trump a unique platform to promote his brand and expand his influence. Products like Trump University and Trump-branded goods often appeared on the show, seamlessly blending entertainment with marketing. The success of The Apprentice brought Trump widespread acclaim and financial rewards. Forbes reported that Trump earned millions from his role on the show, as well as from related endorsements and licensing deals. More importantly, the show solidified Trump's image as a business tycoon and a public figure who embodied the American dream. By the time Trump left The Apprentice in 2015 to pursue a political career, he had become one of the most recognizable faces in the world.
Including the fact, frankly, that I would have to give up one of the most successful shows on television, which is a lot of money and a lot of prestige and a lot of power.
His fame extended far beyond the United States, and his name was synonymous with wealth, power, and ambition. This global recognition set the stage for Trump's next chapter, his entry into politics. Donald Trump's decision to run for president in 2016 shocked many, but it was the culmination of years of public speculation and political flirtation. Trump had hinted at a potential run for office as far back as the 1980s, often sharing his opinions on U.S. trade policies, foreign relations, and domestic issues. However, it wasn't until June 16, 2015, that he officially announced his candidacy for the presidency. Trump's 2016 campaign was unconventional, to say the least. He relied heavily on social media, particularly Twitter, to communicate directly with voters and bypass traditional media channels. His rallies drew massive crowds, and his ability to dominate news cycles ensured that his message reached millions. Trump's celebrity status and name recognition gave him a significant advantage, as did his willingness to speak bluntly and challenge political norms.
I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
Despite facing criticism from both sides of the political aisle, Trump's campaign gained momentum. His message of economic nationalism, promises to bring back manufacturing jobs, and tough stance on immigration resonated with voters in key swing states. Trump's slogan, "Make America Great Again," became a rallying cry for his supporters, symbolizing a desire to return to what they saw as America's golden age. On November 8, 2016, Donald Trump defied the odds and won the presidential election, defeating Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton. His victory was one of the most surprising in U.S. history, as many polls and analysts had predicted a Clinton win. Trump's success in the Electoral College, particularly in states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, secured his path to the White House. Trump's inauguration on January 20, 2017, marked the beginning of a presidency that would be as unconventional as his campaign. As president, Trump maintained his combative style, often using social media to address issues and communicate directly with the public. His administration focused on policies such as tax cuts, deregulation, and reshaping the U.S. Supreme Court through conservative appointments. Trump's America First approach to foreign policy and his efforts to renegotiate trade deals further defined his presidency. Despite his accomplishments, Trump's presidency was marked by controversy and division. Critics accused him of undermining democratic norms, while supporters praised him for delivering on campaign promises. The impeachment proceedings, the handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the events surrounding the 2020 election added to the complexity of Trump's legacy. In 2020, Trump ran for re-election against Democratic challenger Joe Biden. The campaign was dominated by issues such as the pandemic, economic recovery, and racial justice. While Trump maintained a strong base of support, he ultimately lost the election to Biden. However, Trump's influence on American politics remained undeniable. Trump's journey from a real estate mogul to a reality television star to the 45th president of the United States is a story of ambition, resilience, and an unrelenting drive to succeed. Whether celebrated or criticized, his impact on the business world, entertainment industry, and political landscape is undeniable. Donald Trump's legal challenges have been a prominent aspect of his public life, both before and after his presidency. These allegations and investigations have sparked significant debate, with supporters often dismissing them as politically motivated and critics viewing them as evidence of unethical or illegal behavior. To assess their legitimacy, we must examine some of the key allegations and their broader implications. One of the earliest controversies surrounding Trump's business career involved allegations of racial discrimination. In the 1970s, the U.S. Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against Trump management, alleging that the company refused to rent apartments to black tenants.
I started off making little deals in Brooklyn and Queens with my father, and they seemed to work.
The case was eventually settled without an admission of guilt, with Trump management agreeing to specific measures to prevent discrimination. While Trump and his defenders characterized the settlement as a victory, critics pointed to it as an early indication of discriminatory practices within his business dealings. Fast forward to the 2010s, and Trump faced scrutiny for Trump University, a for-profit real estate training program. Students alleged that they were misled by promises of valuable education and mentorship from experts handpicked by Trump himself. Multiple lawsuits accused the organization of fraud, claiming that students were pressured into spending tens of thousands of dollars on courses that failed to deliver on their promises. In 2016, Trump settled the lawsuits for $25 million without admitting wrongdoing. While the settlement resolved the legal disputes, questions about ethical practices lingered, fueling criticism of Trump's business ethics. Another significant controversy involved Trump's handling of classified documents after leaving office. In 2022, the FBI conducted a search of his Mar-a-Lago residence, recovering government records that were allegedly improperly stored. Trump and his team denied wrongdoing, claiming that the materials had been declassified or were otherwise permissible for him to retain. This investigation has sparked a heated debate over the handling of classified information and the extent of presidential authority in such matters. While no charges have been filed as of now, the case remains under review, highlighting the complexities of balancing transparency and national security. Trump's involvement in the events of January 6, 2021, when a mob of his supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol, has also led to legal scrutiny. The House Select Committee investigating the attack examined Trump's role in inciting the violence through his speeches and social media posts. The committee referred its findings to the Department of Justice, raising questions about whether Trump could face criminal charges for his actions that day. While Trump has consistently denied any responsibility, labeling the investigations as a witch hunt, his critics argue that his rhetoric played a pivotal role in the events. Tax-related investigations have also cast a shadow over Trump's financial dealings. For years, Trump resisted calls to release his tax returns, breaking with a long-standing tradition among U.S. presidential candidates. Investigations by the New York Times and other outlets revealed details about his tax strategies, including significant deductions and periods of minimal or no tax payments. These revelations raise questions about the legality and ethics of Trump's financial practices, particularly his use of loopholes to reduce his tax liability. However, Trump and his team maintain that his actions were entirely within the bounds of the law. Additionally, Trump has faced allegations of sexual misconduct and defamation from multiple women. Notably, E. Jean Carroll, a writer, accused Trump of sexual assault in the 1990s and later filed a defamation lawsuit after Trump publicly denied her claims. In 2023, a jury found Trump liable for sexual abuse and defamation in a civil case brought by Carroll, awarding her damages. Trump continues to deny the allegations, framing the case as politically motivated. These lawsuits have further fueled public debates about Trump's character and the credibility of his accusers. One of the most consequential investigations Trump has faced involves his efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election results. State and federal inquiries have examined his communications with officials in states like Georgia, where he urged election authorities to find votes in his favor. The Department of Justice has also launched a probe into whether Trump's actions amounted to interference with the electoral process. These investigations could carry significant legal and political ramifications, as they touch on the integrity of democratic institutions and the rule of law. While Trump's legal challenges are numerous and varied, their legitimacy often depends on one's perspective. His supporters argue that these investigations are politically motivated attempts to undermine him and prevent his return to the presidency. They point to the timing of certain allegations and the involvement of political opponents as evidence of bias. Conversely, critics contend that Trump's behavior warrants accountability and that the investigations are essential to uphold the principles of justice and transparency. Despite a loss in the 2020 election, Donald Trump has been re-elected on November 6, 2024.
To make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Among his proposals is a plan to establish a Bitcoin reserve fund aimed at positioning the U.S. as a leader in cryptocurrency adoption. This initiative could bring astronomical returns for Bitcoin and the broader crypto community, signaling a seismic shift in the financial landscape. Additionally, Trump has vowed to remove current SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, whom he criticizes for stifling innovation in crypto regulation. In his place, he proposes appointing a pro-crypto leader to create a more favorable environment for blockchain and digital assets. These promises have generated excitement among cryptocurrency enthusiasts, potentially ushering in a new era for digital finance in America. The sky is the limit for Bitcoin. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated with our latest content. Your support helps us bring more in-depth stories and insights to you. See you in the next video.